Hello, this is Cynthia Hodges. I'm an attorney and author in Washington State, and today is January 9th, 2022. So I'm going to give you a trigger warning for this video because I know some people are going to be butthurt. So watch at your own risk. But I figured out one reason why the Jews hate the Founding Fathers so much, and it's because people like Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and George Washington figured out what they were all about. And they actually warned us. So the Founding Fathers were all learned. They studied history, philosophy, and religion. And they had no doubt come upon accounts such as Dio Cassius, who was a 2nd century Roman historian. And he described the savage Jewish uprising against the Roman Empire. He said, "The Jews were destroying both Greeks and Romans. They ate the flesh of their victims. They made belts for themselves out of their entrails and daubed themselves with their blood." So apparently they killed 220,000 men in Cyrene and 240,000 in Cyprus, and were not allowed in Cyprus again up to that point. So lovely, lovely stuff, and the Founding Fathers were aware of it, and many other accounts that I don't want to go into today. I want to focus on the Founding Fathers. So, like I said, some people are going to get triggered, so hold on to your eyebrows. Okay, so George Washington, he warned about the Jews. He said, "They, the Jews, work more effectively against us than the enemy's armies. They are 100 times more dangerous to our liberties and the great cause we are engaged in. It is much to be lamented that each state, long ago, has not hunted them down as pests to society and the greatest enemies we have to the happiness of America." Those are pretty strong words. Thomas Jefferson, I didn't see anything quite that strong. He just mentioned how they live within their own group and they don't assimilate. So he said, "Dispersed as the Jews are, they still form one nation, foreign to the land they live in." Okay, so Benjamin Franklin issued a lengthier warning, and this was at the Constitutional Convention in 1789. This was not, as far as I know in the official record, it was chit-chat, okay? It was taken down, the notes were taken down by somebody named Charles Pinckney of Charleston, South Carolina. Okay, so this is what Benjamin Franklin supposedly said. "I fully agree with General Washington that we must protect this young nation from an insidious influence and impenetration. The menace, gentlemen, is the Jews. In whatever country Jews have settled in any great number, they have lowered its moral tone, depreciated the commercial integrity, have segregated themselves, and have not been assimilated, have sneered at and tried to undermine the Christian religion upon which that nation is founded by objecting to its restrictions, have built up a state within the state, and when opposed have tried to strangle that country to death financially, as in the case of Spain and Portugal. For over 1,700 years, the Jews have been bewailing their sad fate in that they have been exiled from their homeland, as they call Palestine. But gentlemen, did the world give it to them in fee simple, they would at once find some reason for not returning. Why? Because they are vampires. And vampires do not live on vampires. They cannot live only among themselves. They must subsist on Christians and other people not of their race. If you do not exclude them from these United States in their Constitution, in less than 200 years, They will have swarmed here in such great numbers that they will dominate and devour the land and change our form of government, for which we Americans have shed our blood, given our lives, our substance, and jeopardized our liberty. If you do not exclude them in less than 200 years, our descendants will be working in the fields to furnish them substance, while they will be in the counting houses rubbing their hands. I warn you, gentlemen, if you do not exclude Jews for all time, your children will curse you in your graves. Jews, gentlemen, are Asiatics. Let them be born where they will, nor how many generations they are away from Asia, they will never be otherwise. Their ideas do not conform to an American's and will never be otherwise. Their ideas do not conform to an American's and will not, even though they live among us 10 generations. A leopard cannot change its spots. Jews are Asiatics, are a menace to the country if permitted entrance, and should be excluded by the Constitutional Convention. Wow, okay. So let's unpack that a little bit, right? So Benjamin Franklin, he said that the American system is antithetical to the Jews' nature. And that is why they have worked so hard to change it. So the founding fathers warned that this would happen if we allowed it, right? And the Jews hate them for it. And that's why they topple statues of George Washington and Thomas Jefferson. So what else did he say? Yeah, so they refuse to assimilate into the society. And that's not just the American system, but pretty much everywhere they've gone. And they've been kicked out of like 170 countries. And it's not because people don't like, other people. It's because they come in and they cause problems. Like I mentioned before, most of the Bolsheviks were Jews. It was like 85%. So, people in Russia, they suffered under the Jewish rule. People in Ukraine, anyone who comes under the Jewish boot heel suffers. There's a video about Christians in Israel who suffer, and I'll post a link to that. So some patriots in America, they're going to have to grow a spine here right quick if they want to save this republic, which, you'd have to restore it at this point. The republic is already lost. It's not a republic if elections are stolen. So, yeah. Okay, well, that's my message for today. So good luck, everybody.